Good. Everybody sounds good.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages. Hi, David. Welcome to episode 170 of Nerd Sports. Um, so, you know, we're what now? 2 weeks removed from Hurricane Beryl. Well, no, is this 3 weeks now, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
It would be this would be the third week going on technically from yes.
Beryl, yeah. It still ain't right down here. I took Belle and her friend Empress back to the airport on Friday morning. Dude, the debris trucks are still running all over the place, picking up limbs and trunks and just all kinds of shit. And I'm like, man, come on. You see them burning up and down 35, to wherever it is that they're going to be dumping this stuff. But yet it doesn't seem like they put a dent in anything. Surfside Beach just recently opened up at 12:01 a.m. Friday morning last week. I don't know, man. It's crazy. We had a
everything's perfect fine.
Do what now?
I said it's probably about a month until everything's perfectly fine.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just glad that the theater opened, or the movie theater opened back up, because I'll be damned if I miss the opening for Deadpool and Wolverine.
I am not going anywhere near a theater for the opening. I'm waiting for a couple of weeks before.
I'm going this Thursday. I'm going to the 3:30 in the afternoon show.
I just don't want to deal with crowds.
See, that's why I pre-ordered my tickets and I got the matinee. What? No, I do 6 tickets and I only spent $35.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, no. Not bad. I mean, I just don't knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, right? You still go to opening night and you're saving a ton of money.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that these days you got to basically take out a second of mortgage on your house just to go see a movie on the big screen.
This is true.
That's a fact.
But
that's just for the freaking snacks.
Right. Did you guys see the picture that I sent in the group text before we came on?
No, I got on and I didn't see shit.
Yeah, check it out real quick. I'm throwing this idea around.
Dave, did you just do a Spaceballs
or a coffee mug?
I give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
See, David, if you do the beta testing for your MacBook, you can download the new Sequoia Mac OS. It's basically Mac's iOS 18, right? Yeah, and there's an iPhone mirroring function on there now. So if you're not using your phone as a camera and you're just sitting there and your phone's locked, you can actually mirror your iPhone onto your Mac, and you can operate your phone from your Mac.
I was literally the person that told you that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No. Yeah. No, sir, you did not.
Who was it? I can handle the truth. Just
like all these videos of what you can do through.
I'm talking not iOS 18. They're genius. I'm talking about the Mac OS. You said nothing about the Mac OS because the Mac OS didn't have anything come out about it last week. Anyways,
I didn't know that David was broadcasting from his phone camera before last week. I thought he had a separate camera. And then I was told that everyone's doing it except me.
I'm not.
Well, see, now whenever iPhone users talk to Android people via text message, we can actually get read receipts from you guys now.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, that's existed for a decade.
Well, we've had it forever too, but just with iMessaging. So yeah, now we can see when you guys are actually fucking ignoring us.
Yeah. Anyways, the weird sport of the week, and this is kind of, it hasn't really. Okay, here's the thing. It's a weird sport that's going to be taking place. It's called extreme sports. And the premise of the extreme sport is everybody is on drugs.
So it's basically the NFL and the NBA mixed together.
Baseball back in the 90s.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Okay.
I like it.
You have to be on steroids to join that team.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a prednisone. Let's go.
I mean, Brittany Griner can, try out for the team because she's on hormones, right? I mean, she's taking steroids.
I believe she was told that
she's not even in sports anymore, is she?
She is a man.
Mm-hmm.
She's still.
We're going to get into that in here in just a minute.
Okay.
Oh, don't want to ruin any surprises, Dave. Let's get weird about this sport, man. How weird are we going to get today? I want to see a meth head versus like a crackhead. Can we do that? Fighting for
not that kind of drugs,
like a bag of.
Bring back
Max, you need to go
fights.
Max,
right. It's just basically glorified.
I'm like, I don't want to see like a meth head versus like a heroin addict. I want to see meth versus crack. And let like throw in an Adderall guy in there and just go nuts.
Max, you need to go back to your handler, and they need to fix your sleeper cell programming again. It kind of fucked up.
A guy that's all strung out on Viagra, chasing dogs in the park.
Yeah, now exactly. Now we're talking. Fucking hey, that's a sport. I'll watch. I'll subscribe and pay.
We can call it the Blue Chew Biathlon.
Yes,
little blue pills make you go big.
You utter the words Viagra, Cialis, or Blue Chew around animals. You just see these border collies with just like they get that 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Like that shell shock World War I photo.
You see these like top earners in the sport. You catch them at home. They're like Terrell Owens doing sit-ups out in the front yard, right? Except these guys are chasing the fainting goats.
You go for the weakest one in the herd. Everyone knows this, man. Come on, bro.
I've seen a video just recently where I guess the truck just dropped one of its shocks a little bit, and it was right next to these goats, and they just fall over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it bottomed out. It bottomed out in a mud hole. That's all it did. But yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. Let me see here. In Major League Baseball news, let me see here. Yordan Alvarez yesterday, he hit for the cycle against Seattle.
Ooh-wee.
Cycle of 20.
Second one this year? Oh, wow.
Second one for this year. Yeah. We're usually good for 1 or 2 cycles a year. I think, let's see, the longest stretch that we've had without a cycle in it was like 3 years without a cycle. I might be wrong. I think it's been 3 or 4 years actually, but yeah. So let me see here. Good news for Rangers fans. Jacob deGrom is getting quote close to facing hitters with a live bullpen sessions. So
yay.
Finally get some money back on that investment. Right. Let me see here.
Can I give a quick AL Central update, sir?
Oh, sure. By all means, please do.
The only team to really watch and worry about is not the Guardians of Cleveland. No. It's the Royals of Kansas City, which are 4 games out roughly from first place in the division. So they've been steady and they've been vigilant, unlike some things.
Well, in the American League Central, you only have to be mediocre to win that division. So,
no, the Central, not the West, sir.
No, I'm talking about the Central.
I
mean, last year when the Twins won it, I'm like, the Twins? We're talking about the Twins? Come on.
It's the Twins? There's a battle right now between the Royals and the Twins, as we all know, because the Royals are clearly going to come.
I think as far as the American League Central is concerned, it's going to be who wants to be the wild card the most.
Okay, yeah.
So, it's yeah. So it's just I'm telling you, we've got we got the trade deadline story starting to fire up a little bit here. Interesting move.
Is it one of the ones that it's just going to be opinion based again?
No.
Okay.
No. The Big Moose, James Paxton, the same James Paxton that was part of a failed experiment whenever the Red Sox picked him up on free agency a few years ago. He spent the first 3 of his 4 years on the injured list. Yeah. And then when he came in and pitched, I think he pitched maybe 4 or 5 games for the Red Sox. Didn't have that great of a tenure in Boston. He was DFA'd. And then the Dodgers picked him up. Well, guess what? They DFA'd him today too.
Really?
Yeah, they designated him for assignment. What they did is they were making room for their number 4 prospect, River Ryan, a 25-year-old right-hander. He's going to make his major league debut on. Well, actually, he was supposed to make his major league debut today or tonight, rather, against the Giants. So that's going to be a divisional game. They said it could come as a surprise given that he's 8-2. Now, see, this is one of these glaring.
How much money did they spend for this bench warmer? That's all I'm going to know.
There's not a lot of information out there about how much they were paying him. But I mean, this James Paxton's win-loss record was at 8-2. You're like, oh, he's 8-2, so he's not that terrible. Well, you look at his ERA; he's got a 4.43 ERA. I mean, it was kind of bad. So,
what's ERA for the people out in the
earn run average?
Okay.
So, if you go out and you don't even record a single out and you give up a ton of runs, your ERA is going to be like above 65.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny though. ERA is calculated the same way that the VA calculates their disability ratings.
That's brilliant. I like that.
So
very true.
Oh, yeah.
Very true.
I mean, but I mean, the up and down season or the up and down career that James Paxton has had since he's left Seattle. I don't know if it's the fact that he just doesn't travel well when he gets so many miles south of the Canadian border. But
it's too warm.
I don't know, man. It's too warm for him, I think. I mean, the permafrost tends to thaw out a little bit underneath the cleats. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but
lack of maple syrup.
It's either that or his podine. They water it down. It's plant-based podine when he gets to Los Angeles.
Oh, right.
We all know that soy is just not good for the body.
Use vegan cheese and it's just
yeah. So
I think I shit out a vegan earlier today.
Yeah, the Dodgers are expected to get Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Yoshi Yamato, Ryan Brazier, and Broussard. I cannot say his first name, but Graterol, I think is how you pronounce it. They're expected to get those guys back over the next 2 months, and it's going to require some additional roster maneuvering because right now they've got their 40-man roster filled out for the team that they've got. So once they start getting these dudes that are on contract back off the IL, it's gonna make for an interesting next couple of months between now and the end of the season for the Dodgers. So I don't know, man. The Dodgers, they went out and they spent all this money for Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, he helped the club out by deferring a big chunk of his earnings until after his 10-year contract is up. But I don't know. It's I think what the Dodgers are going through is kind of like growing pains. It's what the Yankees went through for a majority of the early 2000s, with the exception of that one anomaly of being 2009 when they picked up their all so, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for here.
Exalted,
iconic, legendary.
The 27th ring that Wet Dreams were made of for a lot of Yankees fans. I mean, I would say places like the Bronx, Hell's Kitchen, Queens, they probably all got burned down when that night happened. But that's as of late, that's your typical Wednesday night in New York City. So,
to be like, why are we burning shit today?
But not it. It ends in what?
Tuesday.
I got a bad burrito at the bodega down the street, so fuck it, let's go on a rampage. That's so racist. You use the word bodega. That's what they're fucking called. Shut up.
Exactly.
That is what they're.
We're past the 16-minute mark. I think we can just call it what it is. You're dumb. Yo, did you say what? Oh my god.
Did you? You can.
dumb.
What?
I feel like we neglected Dave here for just a second.
Did I neglect you, Dave?
For what?
See, Max, it's
Dave neglects Dave.
Dude,
no, I mean, but yes, but no.
Get your handler, have him reprogram you because you're fucking up whatever they put into your head.
So here's the big thing.
He got hit with that CrowdStrike thing. That's what it was.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we need to boot him up and say
Max woke up one morning and he had the blue screen.
We need to boot him up in safe mode and redo his drivers.
He got
Ironically, I did receive a letter today from Advance Auto Parts to notify me that they had a data breach that lasted for over a month, dating back in April, and I find out about it in, I don't know, end of July. I've been with them as a customer and as an owner of businesses for over 30 years. So somebody out there has got a lot of information about me, and technically they broke the law by not disclosing a data breach within 60 days. And the story wasn't even made public until just a few days ago. So that was good news for me today. I love Monday mail, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm
I also love the weird sport of the day.
What I'm hearing is that you're all going to take us on a golf outing.
Oh, it's class action status.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm down for, let's go.
All right.
We're going to start with the American League East division real quick. I'm going to try to run down some of the bigger injury news here by division. So we're going to start in Toronto. Bo Bichette, he's going to be out for multiple, they classified as multiple weeks for a calf injury. He exited early with the he exited early the other day from a game with the third calf strain of the season. He was officially placed on the injured list. Joey Votto was scratched from the AAA start amid another ankle setback. So I think Joey Votto is one of those players that baseball kind of needs right now. So I don't like the fact that Toronto finally picked him up. Somebody finally gave him a job. I wish to God somebody would give Trevor Bauer a job, but I digress. Let me see. With the Orioles, we've got let me see here. They've lost Tommy Bradish to or they've lost Bradish to a Tommy John surgery. He's going to be out for a year. Let me see here. They also lose Means and Wells to season-ending UCL surgery, which is the ulnar cruciate ligament, which is basically the Tommy John injury. Let me see here. Rays are expected to get Brandon Lau back for the first time since April, but they lose Elflin, which is one of their pitchers, to the 15-day IL. Let's see here. Josh Lau's, because there's two Laus on the team. There's Brandon Lau and Josh Lau. Josh Lau returned delayed again by right hamstring tightness. As far as the Red Sox are going to be concerned, Tristan Casas is adding intensities to his swings, so he's scheduled to start his rehab assignment here pretty soon. Trevor Story discusses shoulder rehab and return to Colorado because the team is going to be traveling to Colorado for a series against the Rockies, which, if you had been keeping score at home, Trevor Story signed a free agency deal with Boston from Colorado. So, and everybody knew that Rafael Devers, he opted out of the All-Star game because of a nagging shoulder injury. So I'm happy that he skipped the All-Star game based on that. David, don't zoom in on me, please. Just don't. Let's not do that today. I appreciate that, bud, but oof. Let me see here. Garrett Whitlock, he has got UCL damage. He's seeking a second opinion on surgery. He's trying to avoid getting the Tommy John because he's having a decent year this year, and I don't really think he wants to cut that short. So we're going to see how that plays out. Everybody thought that Juan Soto was going to be out for a little while, but as his x-rays on his hand came back clean, and he sat out today. Well, they thought he was going to sit out today, but he ended up jumping into the lineup. Giancarlo Stanton, the walking injury report, is expected to miss 4 weeks. I know, shocker. Giancarlo Stanton is injured, but left hamstring strain. Let me see here. And Garrett Cole, he's looking to fill a mentor role with the pitching staff while he's out on the IL, so that way he at least still travels with the team, still collects a paycheck, so to speak. I mean, I guess you got to figure out a way to like earn that money that the Yankees overpaid for you. I don't know. You got me there. Going to the AL Central, we're going to start off with your Royals, Max. Melendez, he's got an ankle injury. He resumes on-field work. Hunter Renfroe does not have a fractured toe, so the MRI did come back clear on that one. Brandon Marsh, he avoids serious injuries after the comebacker, that he had. Those screaming line drives that come right back at the mound, those are a nightmare. They're coming back at you the better part of 100 plus. So, I mean, you could almost chalk it up to reaction if you catch it or get out of the way, but I think it's more out of a survival instinct, kind of a self-preservation thing. Right. But he's going to be placed on the IL. Let me see here. The Tigers, Javier Baez, he's placed on the IL with back problems. Let me see here. The Guardians, Bieber has got he got emotional ahead of surgery. He said, quote, "I was falling back in love with pitching." That was before he I guess he tore his UCL again in his elbow. So he was having a good season, but he's going to be out for the rest of the year. The Twins without Carlos Correa. Paddock is going to begin the second half at that position. Correa's been out with a foot injury. He missed the All-Star game because of it. Let me see here with the White Sox. Let me see here. With Jimenez, Eloy Jimenez, he suffered. There was a twist to his left hamstring injury that was suffered by him while running the bases in last Tuesday's loss to the Blue Jays. It was the first game really where he felt like he was at 100%. since coming back from a left abductor strain that kept him out of action since the 1st of April. So I mean, he's missed a huge chunk of the season so far. He said he felt really good, and if you're asking me how to explain this injury, I don't know how. It just sucks. So he's been kind of snake bit here lately. Kind of feel bad for the guy because I mean he's not a bad player at all. Mike Trout takes live batting practice with a return to full duty in sight. We'll see how long that lasts. You know, I mean, it's Mike Trout at this point. Right. Let me see here. I've seen a lot of UCL surgery articles and Tommy John surgery articles over the last couple of months. And I think, and this is just kind of my take on it, but I think with this pitch clock being introduced into the big league game, I think with the pitchers having to deliver the pitch within so many seconds from each other, I think that's exacerbated the situation. I think that has accelerated the frequency.
Move faster because of the pitch clock and overthrow.
Well, they're having to get set, and I think that the UCL it doesn't have time to reset itself in between pitches properly. So, I think a lot of it too is it's got a lot to do with mechanics, because there's a premium placed on spin rate for pitches. I mean, it's like with hitters on the other side of the equation. They're changing their swings for exit velocity and launch angle. You know, so I think that both mechanics on both sides of the plate need to have a reset. If we're going to introduce a pitch clock, we need to, allow hitters to. Well, I mean, we need to allow pitchers to have more time in between pitches. I'm not saying extend it up to 30 seconds or anything like that. Maybe add 5 or 6 seconds before the pitcher has to deliver the pitch. And because you noticed that when the games were, untimed kind of a thing, we saw maybe 1-2 Tommy John surgeries a year, if that. And now we're just seeing a litany of them. I mean, it's almost kind of like Tommy John surgery is the new MCL surgery or the new ACL surgery kind of a situation. It's kind of alarming. But Patrick Sandoval, I mean, he was hopeful he was going to be able to avoid the that major injury after last Friday's game against the Dodgers. He had a left elbow strain. But the MRI he had, it revealed that he had suffered both a high grade flexor tendon tear and a torn UCL. So I mean, he tore 2 different ligaments in his elbow.
Jesus.
And it was an at bat against Shohei Ohtani. I mean, the video that accompanied that, he threw the pitch and then he's immediately flexing that arm. He's calling the trainer out. And they saw multiple opinions, and they said, hey, look, you're going to have to get that season-ending surgery. There's got to be a way to fix that naturally, organically. And by that, I'm not talking about just shooting guys up with cortisol, sitting them out there. I'm talking about if we're breaking things down analytically and we're using, Amazon AVS or whatever it's called, to analyze spin rate and launch angle and exit velocity. And, they're breaking down every facet and they're creating new statistical categories that didn't exist 2, 3, 4 years ago. Then we need to use that to, instead of, beefing, in addition to rather beefing up the data entry workload for baseballencyclopedia.com, we need to figure out a way to extend the career and extend the health of these pitchers.
There is actually a good solution. That's through stem cells. It helps heal your body a little bit faster.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that they would have to go through. See, by extending or by adding time to the pitch clock and giving pitchers a couple of extra seconds to reset in between pitches, you can directly, you can tangibly see if that's going to have an effect on the lifespan of a pitcher's arm during the course of the season. Let me finish.
Okay.
During the course of a season, without having to go through arbitration and hammering out a new CBA with the players union. Or because if you're going to talk about medical avenues of approach, i.e. stem cell treatments and things like that, then you're going to have to get into, okay, well, what's the research behind it? Is it valid? Is it, is there going to be anything that's going to cause a player to come up hot on a PED test? There's just a whole gauntlet of things that you would have to work through with any kind of medical options to fix this issue. But I think that by extending that pitch clock, giving some extra time in between pitches, I think that's probably going to be the easiest route to trying to at least stem the blood flow a little bit, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Or God forbid we get rid of the pitch clock, because this is a new thing anyways, and it shouldn't have been done in the first place. They just want to shorten the game as much as they possibly can.
Well, get ready, because next year they're talking about during spring training that they are going to introduce the robotic pitch or strike zone.
Okay,
next year.
How's that?
So when you're watching the games on TV and you've got that rectangle,
that square.
That's rectangle. That is the ideal strike zone.
Yeah,
that is what they're going to have lasers that measure that, right?
Yeah,
and they've been doing it in the minors for a little bit, like low A, high A ball. And we're talking single A, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Where a hitter can challenge, they put their hand on top of their helmet. They can challenge a striker ball call.
Okay. Using lasers and everything for a strike zone. That's reasonable. Because right.
You're still adding another layer. Yeah, you're still adding another layer of
like Angel Hernandez.
And he's not, I mean, yeah, he's gone, but there's a lot.
Yeah, there's still, yeah. I mean, I see the arguments for it, but as far as you're talking about get rid of the pitch clock altogether because you're trying to shorten the game. Well, the thing of it is that on the average, the pitch clock has reduced the amount of, or the length of time that a game has been played. Like the last year was the first year of the pitch clock. And I think there was somewhere around the average of like a 14% reduction in game time. And fans actually, like, they were in favor of this pitch clock. I say don't get rid of it. It just expand it out a little bit.
Yeah, it just needs to be adjusted a little bit.
Yeah, just adjust it. Instead of having the batter, you're required as a batter to be set and facing the pitcher in the batter's box by 9 seconds left. As a pitcher, you have to be set and ready to deliver the pitch with like 6 seconds left, something along those lines. Give it like another 5 seconds for both. Okay, you've got, you can, as a pitcher, you can wait until the very last moment to deliver that pitch. As a hitter, you've got until 5 seconds or 6 seconds to get in the box and get ready, kind of a situation. Because I mean, if and a lot of that has to be dependent on whether or not the pitcher's ready. If the pitcher is set and he's ready to go, you need to be in the box and you need to be ready, kind of a situation. And I think because it's not so much for the hitter's health, it's for the pitcher's health. Because without the pitcher, there's no way to deliver the ball for the hitter to put it in play. I mean, it's just
doing like T-ball and just put it on a stick.
Well, you got to think about it like this. It's a one-on-one game. If you look at it from the pitcher's perspective, it's you against whoever's against the plate. Everybody else is your supporting cast.
Exactly. I mean, it's a supporting cast game. So at its purest, most romantic chemical composition, baseball is a game of chess on a one-on-one level between the hitter and the pitcher. So if you remove the pitcher by putting everything on a tee, well, you're going to see a reduction in the number of home runs, because a lot of the power and distance that is generated on a home run swing is generated by the velocity of the pitch as it's delivered from the pitcher.
I like how
you can't create energy. It's just the laws of physics. If energy is not created or destroyed, it is just transferred. Right?
No, I gather that. I was making a
potential versus kinetic.
Oh, well, you sound like we're trying to have an earnest discussion here. So I mean, you just kind of throw that out there with that tone.
No, I totally understand that. Okay, but it's to the point where what I'm trying to get at is it's to the point to where they're trying to do everything they possibly can to get people to watch the game instead of having people do great things.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. I mean, with the increased size of the bases, you've got the pitch clock, and then next year they're going to start experimenting with the robotic strike zone. I mean, like, at what point do we take the game and at what point is it so watered down that it's just kind of a shell of its former self?
When all reality,
like the Walmart of professional sports with self-checkouts.
What they need is another Babe Ruth. Not saying for like the hitting or being a sportsman or anything like that. I mean, a drunker, eats what he wants, doesn't mess around.
You're basically describing John Daly.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want John Daly in there. I'm not opposed to. I absolutely not opposed to that at all.
No, I mean, I'm not either. I don't know. The one thing that I think that would be great as far as like going a far above and beyond towards saving the game of baseball, first and foremost, is a salary cap.
Yes.
I will die on that hill.
I'm sorry. Seeing someone get like $700 million.
I don't care who you are. There's nobody on that
paid off in like 10 years.
Mm-hmm. But there's nobody on this planet that is worth $700 million. Period. Okay. We've got people that are worth a couple of billion, but they provide services to mankind. Okay. But and I would argue that it's not that they're worth that much. That's just their net value, right?
Yeah.
But as an athlete,
worth more.
Yeah, as an athlete, what are you going to do with that amount of money? I mean, realistically.
Gambling.
Well, there's that. And you can gamble and then just blame it on your interpreter when everybody knows that you're fluent in English anyway. So yeah.
You're a degenerate closet gambler.
Right.
Moving on. I choose to go the betting route. Blackjack and hookers.
Right, black. Yeah. What was it? You could definitely tell that this dude was an infantryman. I can't remember where I saw the clip. It came out a couple of years ago. It was like when the Powerball first hit that $1 billion mark.
Yes.
There was.
I remember that.
This reporter goes into a local gas station where people are just buying tickets, right, for that night's drawing. And they go up to this dude. You can tell that he has spent time in a foxhole, because they were like, well, if you won tonight's Powerball, what's the first thing that you would buy? And he looks at the camera deadpan and is like, hookers and blow.
Yeah. And it was a female reporter too. She's like, I don't think we put it. There's like, you have.
Can we say that on the air? And then she puts her hand up to her ear. She's like, oh, we're live.
I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
And I'm like, I was like, that dude right there, he was in the infantry, But Yeah. So let's see here. JP France from the Astros. He has a right shoulder surgery. He's going to be out for the season. Verlander was scratched from his start against the Tigers the other day due to neck discomfort. And Kyle Tucker lands on the IL with yet another injury. So the Astros woke up the other day in first place. So we'll see how long that lasts. I didn't think they were going to be under 500 for very long, but here we are. So we're past the halfway point of the season. The American League West is starting to sort itself out. The AL Central, it's the noteworthy division of baseball. I'll just say that. I mean, not to say that the American League East is any better right now, but it is the most competitive division, at least in the American League now, because the National League's starting to catch up as far as parity is going to be concerned. I would talk about the A's, but why? I mean, the biggest injury to the A's right now is that they failed to find an investor for their $1.3 billion stadium proposal in Las Vegas. So now they're kind of in limbo right now. There's a lot of people that are like, well, just go ahead and move to Las Vegas, but where are they going to play? There's people that are like, stay in Oakland, but the lease on the Coliseum is up after next year. It's just a huge mess. And
so basically Las Vegas is taking everything away from Oakland.
Well, almost, yeah. I mean, the only thing really at this point after the A's move to Las Vegas that Las Vegas is missing is going to be an NBA team. And don't be too surprised if they start making bids to get an expansion team.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a matter of time.
Or
it's been talks in the works.
It just kind of seems like what team seems to move the most, what team moved the last, and right now, maybe the Utah Jazz might be for sale. I don't know, but the Texas Rangers, like I stated earlier, Jacob deGrom, he's getting closer to facing hitters for live bullpen sessions. So hey, good job there. Corey Seager took a hit by pitch to the wrist the other day. He is going to get an MRI. He either got an MRI today or tomorrow. They haven't released any news about that yet. Max Scherzer, he made his debut for the Rangers. Was it last week?
Mm-hmm.
So moving on to the National League East Division, we've got Max Fried. He's got left forearm neuritis. He lands on the Braves injured list. Their left-hander Kerr, he's expected to need Tommy John surgery and be out for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Like just in this segment alone, how many have you mentioned? 7 or
8? 4 or 5. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, several. But hey, I'm not a trained medical professional. I'm not an orthopedist. I'm not a neurologist. Yeah, I'm just a dumbass with a microphone, dude. But what do I know?
So,
yeah.
Like, at what point do you see this becoming the next NFL and the concussions?
Yeah. Colin Montgomery made the news with the Diamondbacks. He's set for a Tuesday return to come back off the IL. So, I look at this year for Colin Montgomery as kind of like damage control 101. One, he's having to come back from injury, but he's also having to come back from having Scott Boras as his agent during the offseason. So there's that whole deal. I'm just like, good Lord. Yeah, if I had to count here, let me see. Here. I'm going to include UCL injuries as part of that count. So I'm looking at like eight mentions of UCL and Tommy John just in this segment alone.
Damn.
So there is football news. Let me see here. Oh, there was. Where did it go here? Oh, yeah. The Cincinnati Bengals said that they will, quote, bend over backwards to extend wide receiver Jamar Chase. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. I mean, we have WNBA new too.
I will. Again, David, I'm going to get to it. Good God, dude. You're like the annoying spouse who talks through a movie.
No, I never talk to their movies.
I said you're like. So, but that's just cool. Like an annoying spouse, you deny. Just kind of putting that out there. Gaslighting motherfucker.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. He said gaslighting motherfucker. Oh, that's funny. I like that.
But yes, the WNBA. See, this was, they were going to get addressed next.
I believe in the business, they call that a segue.
Well, it would be
David
a segue.
Yeah, I segued it.
That was the perfect segue, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You popped off like a nervous junior in high school who was about to get his first piece of Tang and he nutted before he got his underwear on.
At this damn freaking article for the last
American Pie.
Well, just because you're staring at it doesn't mean anything. I'm the one controlling shit here, not you.
I'm running the show, bitch.
What was that?
Hey, that's fine. That's absolutely fine because I can do the same
thing. Tit for tat. Tit for tat. This is the weird sport of the week right here, folks.
I mean,
You laugh now, Chris. You're next, fucker. Don't you worry. Dave's not done yet.
It's a matter of time. I'll say something stupid eventually.
It's all good in the hood, man. That's all good in the
hood. Oh man.
All right. So the WNBA had their All-Star game on Saturday. Now, if you recall, this is the year of the WNBA. This is the best press coverage, the best jersey sales, the best attendance that the WNBA has ever had in the entire course of its existence.
Yeah, instead of getting 2 people, they got like 4 people.
They drafted the best rookie class since Cheryl Swoops. Just putting that out there. Okay. But what do? They leave all the rookies off the women's national team. Caitlin Clark, to a degree, Angel Reese. I don't particularly care for Angel Reese's degree of shit talk on the court. However, she does have that dog in her. She is an amazing player. She's got good game. How do I describe the way Angel Reese behaves on the court? She is like no, let me finish. She's a disgruntled Scottie Pippen mixed with a moderately attractive Charles Barkley.
Dude, she looks like
with hair. With hair.
She what?
She looks like the alien from Mac and Me.
Bro, if you're looking at the picture that's on the front page of the WNBA's website, that's not Angel Reese.
Oh, goodness.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Because, I mean, Akri Ogunbowale, that's who that is. She got the MVP of the game. Angel Reese is actually very attractive. She's a very attractive young lady.
Looks like.
Oh, Johnny,
I've been sitting here staring at this article for the last 5 minutes. So instead of grinding the show to a screeching halt and killing our viewer count, you maybe want to let me do my job?
This is the alien from Mac.
I know what Mac and Me is, and I know what the alien from Mac and Me looks like, and I happen to know that that is the same Mac and Me that Paul Rudd used to use a clip for when he was out there doing his press junkets every time he went on Conan O'Brien's show.
For years.
I know what Mac and Me is. Mac and Me was the Kmart version of ET. I get it. You don't have to try to educate me on pop culture, Dave.
Okay.
I only saw for a second, but from my angle, it looked like a foreskin with eyes.
You're not wrong.
Does not look like the
no, not that.
She does not look like no, that is Angel Reese, but that is not she doesn't look like the alien from Mac and Me.
She has buggy out eyes, dude.
What are you talking about?
What?
Yes.
Wait,
we need to get you reset. We need to reboot you.
Let's take into consideration David's taste in women.
Let's also take into consideration one thing that I think is most important in this whole event. Charles Barkley is bald.
Jesus Christ, Max.
Amen.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
No lie. These are facts.
Angel Reese is probably bald. I mean, she probably pulls a Maren Morris, when she's out in public and she has the wardrobe malfunction.
Saw that.
But anyway,
appreciate.
I mean, for those of you who don't know the Maren Morris video that's circulating around the internet right now, she did a cover of Meow Meow Kitty Kitty for her fans at a recent show. Yeah. Anyways, I digress. Like I was stating before David decided to kill the show.
And you better lower your tone with your looks.
Here we go again.
I could even feel it. I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was looking up, some others.
Yeah.
So oh shit!
Oh god!
We can do this all day.
It never gets old.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
So the All-Star team for the WNBA, they actually took down the women's national team 109 to 117. And I mean, the clips from that game were really good and entertaining clips. I mean,
how many records did they almost break?
Well, I mean, somebody threw a triple double up like the first time ever a women's All-Star game. Yeah. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were working together. They were giving each other high fives on the court after a score, and then, I mean, Angel Reese was sitting on the bench. Caitlin Clark gets a pass out on the perimeter, right? Angel Reese is like, put it up. I mean, she's doing the whole 3-point thing, right? What's Caitlin Clark do? She passes underneath for an inside bucket, and she gets an assist. And I'm like, see, that's fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Caitlin Clark broke the. I think she came close to breaking the passing record, and Angela Reese did the double-double, and there was a third one.
You know why she gets so many rebounds, right? Because she misses
your time with Chris.
Huh?
She misses more than half of her layups. That's why she has so many freaking rebounds.
Yeah. So
you look at it, and that's not even hyperbole at all. You actually look at where she's missing from, and it's within 3 feet of the rim, and she's missing all of those.
Okay, yeah, you got a good point.
She is horrendous in the paint, and even worse outside of it.
Yeah.
But I like how the Olympic team's women's team coach, they interviewed her. And he's like, "Are you still upset or are you still sure that you shouldn't put Caitlin Clark into the team? And she's like, yeah. And then the whole team just beats the holy crap out of them.
Yeah. Grab a chair. Okay, so we have kind of a bittersweet.
No.
You okay there, bud? Yeah, this is going to be his last in studio appearance for, I don't know, for a little bit, just for a little bit.
What's up, Colin?
So I'm trusting that you're bringing the smoke this week. You don't have to show me, but I mean, you can tell me. Sure. You're bringing the smoke this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Confidence is everything, dude.
That didn't sound.
False motivation is better than no motivation at all. I mean, even if it's smoke and mirrors, dude.
Like, listen, you got to just say it with your entire chest. You don't have to believe it, but you have to say it with your chest.
I mean, just sound off with your war cry. Yell it. Yeah, come on. You got to do it.
Yeah.
No, not a French war cry. Not a French war cry, Colin.
Come on. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, Sandlot. Love it.
Fucking spare parts, bud. Okay.
Fairest of parts.
Here we are. Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation. It's much too foggy. But it's a Ronin, bent on wrongdoing, that which has been said right. But here, for your ears and your eyes, even to feast upon, I mean, it's somebody's genetic code. But ladies, gentlemen, angry faithful, all ages, it's that time again for joke time with Colin.
How did Helen Keller's teachers punish her for talking in class? They put mittens over her hands.
That would do it. It's pretty effective.
Silence her. I think
I thought of one today. Can I throw it in there while you're finding your next one? How did Helen Keller die? Her deaf boyfriend didn't hear her safe word.
Remember, everybody, there's a
like, wouldn't he have to be blind? Unless she's tied up, then she wouldn't be able to sign it. And then so I can say that would work.
I mean, throwing that leg spreader from 365. And I know that there's women in this audience that have watched that movie and know exactly what I'm talking about.
50 Shades of holy shit, is that for real?
Hey, you know what? The meme is correct. I mean, the only reason why 50 Shades is sexy is because it's a billionaire. You put that shit in a trailer park, and that's an episode of Criminal Minds.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, dude. Instead of a suit jacket, you put him in a wife beater, and that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, go for it.
How did Helen Keller's parents punish her? By walking on her barrel books and golf shoes.
What?
By walking in her books.
Where
golf shoes.
By walking on her braille books with golf shoes. Oh, her braille. Well, your 15-year-old angsty tone just kind of tamps everything down.
No, it's just I can't speak. So every
time. Enunciate. You've done this show long enough. I mean, speak from here.
No, it's like
you weren't watching the DNC before you came on, were you?
He was the
he just turned his, so what now? My house, Buster.
God bless America.
Fantastic. Oh my God. Oh man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
You already told that one? Okay.
No, remember you spec.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I should say a dick joke right now.
No, you didn't tell that one yet. Go for it. Go for it.
Why was Helen Keller's like yellow? Her dog was blind too.
Yeah. Oh no.
Piss on the blind. And death.
Didn't I send you? Oh yeah. I sent you that. Here, pull your text message. Just look at that. I found a lesbian joke for him.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. It was like, ooh, hey.
What?
Hold on. It's pretty good. We get another viewer and there's like dead air. It's
yes.
You know,
it's a level of
I tell him, I'm like, hey, get your jokes ready for tonight. And he's upstairs watching anime or whatever. And I'm like texting him. I'm like, duder, El Duderino, his dudeness. I'm like trying to thing. Yeah, right. Because I'm not into the whole brevity thing. Exactly.
I'll tell it around here.
Yeah, I'll tell it then. Why can't a lesbian wear makeup and diet at the same time?
What? Say one more time.
Why can't a lesbian wear makeup and diet at the same time?
Why?
It's hard to eat Jenny Craig when you have Mary Kay on your face.
Didn't we do that one last year?
Oh goodness.
I saw that and I was like, oh, that one's getting sent.
So that one in the rotation.
Do we need to let you go so you can, or are you gonna bring like the fierceness with your like send off for the night? Yes, no, maybe so. Hold on. Okay.
So I found out the other day that my dog, which is a sheepadoodle, which is a cross between a old English sheepdog and a French poodle, I didn't breed them, pisses on my neighbor's dogs right in their face every time he goes outside.
That's just a
good on him
move right there. That's just asserting his dominance.
And it's funny as shit. I'm going to record it and take a picture of it. Not because I think it's funny, but because I think it's fucking hilarious.
Well, like my dog.
And if my neighbor's watching, I did not train the dog to do that.
Like my dog, I'll send him out there, out to use out to use the bathroom with the other dogs. And like the other 3 dogs that are in the house are female. He's the only dude dog in the house, right? He goes like they'll pee and he'll walk over to where they pee, he'll sniff, and then he'll pee on top of their pee.
It's like, nope, not here.
I mean, the whole time I'm sitting there going, "You son of a bitch," and my grass is going now. I've got these yellow spots all over my yard. I'm like, oh my god. Okay.
I know my neighbor's got to be pissed because every day, like I said, the dog just pisses all over these other dogs, and they're small dogs, and they're just covered in his piss. They welcome it like a golden shower.
Right. So before he throws out his last joke of the week, you know what? Go ahead and do that. I'll reserve this for the next segment.
How do you get Helen Keller to keep a secret? You break her fingers.
Damn.
Why so harsh?
It's unnecessary.
Because you want to make sure you do the job right the first time.
You know the rule. If the messenger lives, if he still breathes, he still has air in his lungs, he still carries the message.
That is true. That's very true.
Facts.
Okay. And just like that, he's gone without regard or care for your moral well-being. You, unfortunately, have been witness to yet another traumatic episode of this guy's genetic code assaulting your soul without consent. It's so violent. I just don't know what to do. But, ladies, gentlemen, again, angry faithful of all ages, this was joke time with Colin. Say goodnight, Colin.
Night, Colin.
He did it! Know how long we've been waiting for that?
Do what?
I've been eyeing that the entire time and like, ugh.
What? You leave my potato salad alone, dude. No. You speak ill of my potato salad. You're speaking ill of your Grammy's potato salad. That's her recipe. Okay. Shut up. Nope. See, this goes out on the internet forever. All I got to do is pull up this clip and be like, your grandson was talking shit.
Yep.
I don't like her potato salad either.
Okay.
Oh,
okay. It's out there.
Remember that for
dude. Perpetuity. Just saying. I love you, but I'm ashamed. So NASCAR went back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway this weekend. They held. they held.
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity.
They held the Brickyard 400 on the oval. So Kyle Larson went back to the scene of the crime. He the paint scheme that he was supposed to run in the Coca-Cola 600 that he did not get to run. They took that paint scheme to Indianapolis. And yeah, Kyle Larson wins the Indianapolis Brickyard 400. Presented by Allstate. So yeah, or presented by PPG actually, but he was asked again, hey, what about your 2025 attempt to do the double? He goes, I'd love to do it. We'll see how it plays out. I'm willing to bet, though, that if weather is going to play a factor in next year's race for the Indianapolis 500, he is going to opt to go to Charlotte to run the Coke 600 in its entirety, as opposed to the Indianapolis 500 this time, just so that way he doesn't have to deal with the playoff exemption waiver request again, because that was just a big, nut roll. But the results for Indianapolis, let me see here. Let me get this page to pull up. Come on, here we go. Thank you very much. So Kyle Larson, as I mentioned, he won the race. He started fifth, ended up winning it. Tyler Reddick was the pole sitter. He finished second. Ryan Blaney, who had some rather choice words for NASCAR and referred to Kyle Larson as the fucking golden boy on the radio. Kyle Larson was asked about that during the post-race interview about Ryan Blaney's comments about NASCAR handing the golden boy another victory. He said, thanks, NASCAR. So that's some expert level trolling right there. Christopher Bell in the 4th position. Bubba Wallace came home 5th. Todd Gilliland 6th. Austin Cindric 7th. Daniel Suarez 8th. Noah Gragson came home 9th. So good job for him. Chase Elliott came home 10th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 11th. Carson Hocevar 12th. Austin Dillon 13th. Corey LaJoie 14th. Ross Chastain 15th. Let me see here. Michael McDowell 16th. Zane Smith 17th. Cody Ware 18th. Ty Dillon 19th. And Justin Haley rounds out the top 20. Brad Keselowski actually had the lead going into what ended up being the second to last restart. He actually pulled off before the green flag went down pit road because he actually ran out of fuel. A lot of guys tried to stretch this out to become a fuel mileage race. I think that the NASCAR there was a spin on the coming out of turn 4, going down the front straightaway. NASCAR let the leaders take the white flag, and then as they came around, they were trying to get it to where, I think they held off on throwing that caution flag because they wanted to avoid another Nashville situation where they had 5 overtime restarts. Because they knew a lot of people were going to be stretching it on fuel mileage. A lot of people were going to run out of fuel. And there was a lot of blowback for the 5 restarts. Right. So I think that, and it wasn't so much of a safety issue as far as like the driver who spun his car. He tried to get it refired, and, it just, the pack was coming back to him rather quickly. And instead of letting cars pass a stationary vehicle on the track, at speed, they decided to go ahead and throw the caution flag. And because the rules, the way that they're written, is that after the white flag, the next flag ends the race. And so as long as the leader can come back around at pace lap speed, they'll be, given the win, which obviously Kyle Larson did. His car did pass post-race inspection, tech inspection. So it was made official. Yeah, so like I said, he did win the race yesterday. This coming Sunday on August 11th. Well, not this coming Sunday, because they're actually taking a 2-week Olympic break. Why NASCAR is doing that all of a sudden, I don't know. Everybody but Major League Baseball seems to be taking an Olympic break, and I'm here for it. So, Richmond is coming up on August 11th. That is going to be, let me see here. Come on. Let me get over here. That's actually going to be a night race. So it's going to start at 5 o'clock Central Time on Sunday, August 11th. It's going to be the Cookout 400 at Richmond Speedway, or Raceway rather. It's going to be in Richmond, Virginia. It's a 400 lap event. It's going to be 300 miles. It will be on the USA Network. Hosted on the radio by the Motor Racing Network, which is MRN, your Sirius XM Channel 90, or your Sirius XM app. It will also be seen on Peacock. So for those of you who don't have USA, you can stream it on Peacock. But Richmond is usually a really good race. And the way that they've been doing the cutoff, this year, instead of it being Daytona, the cutoff race is actually going to be at Darlington, which is going to be the September 1st. It's going to be the Cookout Southern 500. But I'm looking forward to these next 3 races: Richmond, Michigan, and Daytona, in that order. Michigan is kind of a cool track. It's got a lot of flat spaces. It doesn't have like the progressive banking in the turns. But it's still a pretty good race. It's one of the larger intermediate tracks. And by intermediate, I mean like 1.5 miles. It's just slightly over that. But it's still a pretty entertaining race to watch. If you've got the right setup on your car and you can get out in clean air, you're gone. I mean, you can just basically kind of check out. As long as you hit your marks, you run your own race instead of worrying about the people behind you. Like I said, your car gets basically hooked up to a set of rails, and you can just ride around that joint pretty easily and turn in some pretty good laps. But NASCAR won't pick up its action again until August 11th. Like I said, after the Olympics have concluded. I'm not really necessarily looking forward to the Olympics, just because I'm like, big deal. It's been all made too political. They did announce that LeBron James was going to be the flag bearer for Team USA. It's going to be interesting to see as whether or not he carries the Chinese flag as well.
He's gonna flop during the thing, and it just
that is true. So whoever's standing next to LeBron or behind LeBron, just be ready.
Do they have a contingency for when he cramps up and has to be carried off?
Ooh, yeah, better question.
Yeah, that is the better question, because we all know that they don't have air conditioning in Europe.
That is true. They don't, and that is worrying.
You know, and I know that Britain said that they were about to experience a heat wave.
Oh yeah, it could be upwards of like 80 degrees.
It's going to be upwards of like 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
Just killing heat. I can't imagine having to endure something that hot.
I mean, what I just got done reading.
And as far as Paris is concerned, go ahead, Max. I'm sorry.
No, I apologize, Johnny.
No,
I was going to say the Australian national team was intelligent enough to bring their own portable AC units, since there is no air conditioning, and their sleeping accommodations are of they're sleeping on cardboard. No AC.
Nice.
Fucking amazing.
Really?
It's not so much the heat in Paris that you have to worry about. It's the smell of sewage and 14th century ass that swirls around that city.
All the protesters that are just
all the protesters.
They're shitting in the river.
Yeah, they're shitting in the river. You know, you've got that. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be like a buzz phrase. The algorithms would nail us. Here, I will put it in the chat.
There you go.
They probably didn't pick the best venue to have an Olympics, since we haven't seen an Olympics since 2016. We missed out on the 2020 Olympics for reasons that we all know and don't need to mention. But I think that one thing that really upset me, and I don't know if it's just me, but it is my opinion, that
don't show that
candidate don't show that is right, and that's also extremely true. So that's a fact.
Now that everybody has seen
LeBron James is the last person to.
We're going to do that. See what I did there? Oh.
Okay, I see what you're talking about now, Max. Yeah, they are sleeping. Yeah, the bed themselves, the framework is cardboard. Yeah, that's.
You got top-notch athletes, the best of the world, representing their countries. You want them to be at the best physical shape and form and ready. So let's put them on the shittiest fucking thing we can possibly do with no AC.
But here's my question.
Yeah, they do.
Right? You know how the hookup rate and the orgies that take place in the Olympics, Olympic Village, and how they're just like right. But here's the thing: can every other country that they've done these Olympics in, to include Japan, they've had air conditioning, they've had sturdy accommodations, right? Can you imagine, like, just the torque and the downforce that's created by these top-notch, world-class athletes when they collapse the side of their Frigidaire box?
They should have just had
we were talking about bum fights at the top of the show. We were talking about bum fights at the top of the show. I mean, this is going to be like that sex in public subreddit right there.
Yes. Oh goodness. Yep.
Oh shit.
I mean, the French are, they're kind of dirty anyway. So you kind of wonder, are they going to supply condoms like they have in the past? And if they are,
needles and everything else,
or are they going to be sheepskin?
Yeah, sheepskin won't work.
Are they going to take them out of the sheep first?
Fuck, are they going to be cardboard?
I like what Chris.
Cardboard and crazy glue just to be on the safe side. You never know.
I'm glad
tip,
somebody.
Oh, no. See, is it going to be made out of Gorilla Glue?
Gorilla Glue, Gorilla Tape, and cardboard. Oui. No,
You're going to see that one salesman. He's going to be like, hole in your condom. Put it with some flex tape. There's some flex steel. And just to prove it, I'm going to poke holes in this Olympian's condom and see if it procreates.
But wait, there's more.
No. Don't you dare besmirch the good name of Billy Mays. Don't you do it. Like down here, when they opened up the beach down at Surfside, there was stingray sightings, right?
Oh.
It was funny because on that Facebook posting, in the message thread or in the comments threads, I mean, there was like a ton of people that were like, well, should we just shuffle our feet or wear shoes? Because I would think that shoes would hurt the stingrays. And a bunch of people were like, well, the stingrays should have thought about that before they took Steve Irwin from us.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Coming to him.
Oh shit!
Fuck them stingrays.
Yeah, that stingray was like, oh shit, is that Steve Irwin? I'm gonna get that motherfucker in the heart. Check it out.
I still like that one time that PETA tried to go off on Steve Irwin and everybody almost broke down.
Universally, they went after him.
Yeah.
Nay.
I mean, I myself am a card-carrying member of PETA. I mean, people eating tasty animals.
Absolutely.
Just I prefer mine medium rare. You know, you don't cook the melanine out of your meat. I mean, if you get it well done or, or what is it? Anything above medium rare. I mean, there's a condition for people like that. It's not that you're allergic to it or that you think it grosses you out. You're just a bitch.
Yeah. You have sand in your vagina.
Well, this is true.
I mean, you get these people that are like,
but I like it well done. I mean, because I don't like it. Just to me,
you're cooking all the nutrients out of it. And next time you come to my house, I'm going to treat you like Hank Hill. How do you like your steak? Well, I'd like it well done. And then he looks, Bobby, we kindly ask those people to leave.
Yep.
Oh, you must be in the wrong place.
I mean, I love my in-laws to death. I love my mother-in-law and father-in-law to death. Love them. But I have to leave their steaks on longer than anybody else's. And I'm just sitting there going, like, I die a little bit inside every time I have to cook a steak for them. I'm like,
well, it's not as bad as
it's like it's one of those genetically based like hurts.
It's just your whole ancestry tree is just screaming the entire time.
Well, it's almost
what did that poor animal ever do to deserve that?
Right.
It's almost as bad as what happened with MJ, my daughter. We finally she comes into town, and I was watching videos of people cooking steaks and everything. And she's like, that's really delicious. Too bad I don't like steak. I was like, Maura, let's go experiment. So I just went to Texas Roadhouse and said, hey, medium rare steak, taste it. And that's what we got. She got mashed potatoes and gravy and medium rare steak. She started eating the medium rare steak. She's like, oh my God, this is so delicious. I was like, okay, now try the mashed potatoes and gravy. She was like, I don't know, but just try it. Okay, you've been right so far. She eats that. She's like, my grandmother sucks as a cook.
Mm-hmm.
Like my entire life is a lie. Like,
and I had
wasn't real this whole time.
The whole time.
And then that's when David gets his heart broke because it's like he's working nights, So who was it that mommy was talking to under the tree that year? I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. There are certain things that should be off limits with us, and that was probably one of them. So I apologize. My bad. But so I was going to ask a question earlier while Colin was still in here, but now that we're done with sports per se, we're kind of moving into the nerd section of the show. I have been looking, and I'm kind of throwing the question out here to y'all and to our audience in general. I'm looking for an OG Xbox, just the original Xbox. It doesn't have to be. I mean, I would love it if it were the Halo edition, the green one.
Oh, dude.
But just the OG one.
You're going to be spending a pretty penny for the OG.
I know, but here's the thing, man. I don't want to. I mean, the Halo one, I've seen a couple of them that are like $200, and they all work and everything like that. I also saw a launch edition green Halo Xbox that was signed by Bill Gates. That was on eBay for $5,000.
Dude,
who's selling fucking this game for $325,000? A 9.8 Halo Combat. Yeah, a first edition. It's a game of the year, so it's not the original.
Yeah, it's not the original launch game. It's not the original release. Yeah, it's probably Gym Mint rented or rated.
It is 9.8.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, but it's not worth that.
It's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for.
I'm going to say that, Max. Thank you.
100% true.
Yeah, it's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. So, I mean, market value, it's probably worth $200 or $300 just because it's mint rated. But I mean,
here's $300.
Yeah, but dude,
I'm saying you're asking six figures for a $300, $400 game max.
Yeah,
no. I'm talking about the Xbox,
about the console itself. So I mean, what I'm even willing to get one that maybe doesn't turn on and I can just fix it, because you can find an Xbox motherboard for, I don't know, like $60, kind of a thing. I don't know. I know beggars can't be choosers or whatever, but hey,
but
our fans need to go to work. So, it's like, find an original Xbox and message us seriously, because I don't necessarily want to hook it up and like play it every day. I might even mod it to where I'll see. Hold on, David. Let me pull that up. See, that's not a Doom edition. That's a Halo edition.
Oh, I thought you said Halo.
No, it is Halo edition, but it says, it's plus Doom. Why are they saying plus Doom? People just are stupid. Yeah, $300, and I'm like, man, come on. I mean, as cool as that is, and as bad as I want that, I'm like, man, I just don't know, dude. I mean, because like,
I'd have a hard time justifying that.
Yeah, I mean, this dude here. I mean, there's another one here that I'm looking at. It's 160, right? I mean, granted, it's coming from Kearney, Nebraska. So I mean, it's up by Max's neck of the woods. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know.
I mean,
the only reason I would like remotely justify spending that much is if I had money to blow like that. And if I'm gonna have money to blow like that, I'm gonna go seek out that rare orange Xbox.
Right.
It was the Halo 2 edition. But I don't know. It just, because the reason why I started looking with any kind of like earnest is on Saturday. Well, actually, no, it was Friday. Friday there was a garage sale here in my neighborhood, and I picked up a couple of original Xbox controllers for $2 a piece.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I kind of want an Xbox just because, I want to jam out on some of the original OG games that aren't backward compatible. And, it's one of those, when I'm not playing it, I'll unhook it and then I'll put it up in my storage room that I spent a couple of hours insulating myself and coincidentally knocked the temperature down up there like by 20 degrees, which is nice.
Nice.
So, I don't know. I mean, if anybody can find one for decent and you're willing to gift it to a dude, hey, cool. Message me, whatever. If not, just send me the link. It's whatever. But I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where you're just like, all right, this is something that'd be kind of cool to have. Because I know that, I've got my 360 still. I got the Gears 4 edition Xbox One S. I've got my Series X in the living room. Colin and Reagan are playing the Xbox One X back in Wichita. It's at their mom's house. Just the only thing I don't have really is just the original OG Xbox, and that'd be kind of cool to have, But Xbox did announce that they are going to start in certain test markets. They're gonna, if you have a Fire Stick and a Bluetooth Xbox controller, you can play Xbox games with the Ultimate Game Pass over Amazon Fire Sticks.
How would that work?
It just cloud gaming.
No. I mean, how do you play the games? What would be
with a Bluetooth controller?
Oh, okay.
It would hook up to it. You could sync the controller with the Fire Stick.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm like, okay. I do a little bit of cloud gaming myself because I've got the backbone. So I hook it up to my iPad. Sometimes I'll hook it up to the Mac here, or I'll just put my phone directly into the controller, and I'll just I'll do a little bit of cloud gaming. I'll play, MLB The Show, or I'll play Fallout 4 kind of a thing. None of the like intensive, like the graphics intensive type games where, it causes a lot of lag. But yeah, and we're going to wrap it up here in just a second, Dave. So, yeah, it's, damn, Max, I just read your reply. I'm sorry. So I don't know what other kind of like nerd news have you guys picked up on?
Did you see the trailer for Captain America New World Order?
Yeah, New World Order. Yeah, I did. And then also Kevin Feige, he announced, he made it official that Chris Evans is going to reprise his role as Steve Rogers, and they're going to do a series centered around Captain America returning the Infinity Stones.
Ooh, that would be neat.
Yeah.
Even though someone already did it, and it makes sense.
Well, I did see the trailer for the new Iron Man movie, Iron Man 4.
I think that's all the ones that have been out were fan made. Yeah, they were concept trailers. Yeah. So they're not technically a thing, although Robert Downey Jr. said that with the Secret Wars, he would most likely come back as a variant of Tony Stark. We may end up seeing him as either
Tyrone.
Well, we may end up seeing him as the either superior Iron Man, or he will be the AI in his daughter's suit,
or Tyrone from Tropic Thunder.
Well, at that point, he's just a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude. That's all he is right there. I get it. I was picking up on that. So why don't you just bend over? I can't even. Tom Cruise is the only one that can deliver that line. Fuck your own face.
Oh, I'm talking scorched earth, motherfucker.
I'm talking a binding fucking resolution.
I will fuck you up.
Fuck you
that
up.
Was the funniest part of the whole rant is that he's going off and off and off, and he's been invented, and then right at the end, that's all he can come up with is I will fuck you up. Really?
We don't deal with terrorists. What do you say? We don't. No, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
Fuck face. Great. He's like, I'll do this movie with you, but I have to dance.
Flaming dragon.
Flaming dragon. Fuck face.
Flaming dragon. What?
It's fucking great.
And what's funny is like you talk, you see the interviews that Robert Downey Jr. gave about that movie. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Ben Stiller called him. He goes, "So we got an idea for this movie, right?" And he's like, "Oh, this is going to be bad. Yes, I'll do it." Right. And he didn't get any of the blowback. Ben Stiller got all the blowback for being Simple Jack.
Jack. Yeah. All of his interviews were like, they're like, "You guys saw this movie, right?" Like, it was literally a black dude.
Like Robert Downey Jr.'s mom is telling him not to do this movie.
Like, yeah, I gotta do it.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm doing it, Mom. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna do this movie even harder now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so this Thursday I'm gonna go see Deadpool and Wolverine. I am Egg. Did you guys see the final trailer that came out for it this week?
I didn't.
The girl from Logan, his daughter, X-23 is going to be in this movie. Yeah, everybody knew she was going to be in it. Like, I mean, because she went out of her way on her Instagram account to say that she is not in this movie. And everybody's like, yeah, right.
Basically a confirmation that she's going to be.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's even, I mean, because he's going to be jumping around from multiverse to multiverse, there's even a rumor that Ben Affleck's Batman is going to make an appearance in this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be crazy.
Right? I mean, I don't know
if they could pull that off, though.
I mean, Ben Affleck did not deny it. When he was asked about it, he just kind of danced around the question. Because Ben Affleck
movie to find out.
He's used to the DC press junket, deniability clause. Mm-hmm. He wasn't officially schooled in the Kevin Feige, Marvel Code of Silence at all.
Neither was Tom Holland.
Oh, yeah, neither was Tom Holland. I think that the Marvel non-disclosure clause was because of Tom Holland. I mean, he was the reason for the safety brief.
Him and oh god, who else was it? Was it Mark Ruffalo or was it?
It's Mark Ruffalo.
Yes, it was Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, and there's I mean, let's see. I don't think Thor is going to be in it, but the Hulk is Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is supposed to be in there.
I can see that.
I mean, because it's. There's a promotional poster that was, or graphic that was put out this week. I think it was this morning, actually. It's got the Hulk's hand doing this thing here. Deadpool's hand is on top of the Hulk's hand, and you see Wolverine's finger going into the meat hole. and the caption on it was Hulk smash? Question mark. Yeah. I saw that and I was like, that is glorious. And I don't know. I'm still on the fence. If they're going to charge $50 for it, they can just keep it. But I'm potentially looking at maybe picking up that Wolverine popcorn bucket, just because. Only if I can get a good deal on it. Yeah, I mean, only if I can get a good deal on it. But if they're going to charge $50 for it, like they tried to charge $50 for the Optimus Prime popcorn bucket, they can just keep it. And especially the Dune Part 2. Yeah. Yeah, the worm light that they tried to put out for Dune, no, they can keep that one too.
So. I didn't buy one and have sex with it.
I feel like that's a statement that doesn't need to be actually said out loud. I mean, it would be pretty much, implied.
Well, it's only $25.
David obviously took a cue from Kevin Feige's Marvel non-disclosure safety brief.
He took it a little bit too much to heart.
Yeah.
So, the Dune 2 bucket was only like $25. Where are you getting 50?
Only.
The Optimus Prime bucket was $50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why he said Optimus Prime.
But hey,
ultimately what really matters.
Conversation.
I think that.
I mean, they do sound remarkable.
David didn't have sex with the bucket.
Dune and Optimus Prime almost sound exactly alike. I will give you that.
I mean, phonetically, I get where the confusion was there.
They even have the same number of syllables. Syllables. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe it's when I said worm light that his eyes glazed over a little bit.
Ooh, sandworms.
Well, I am heading out to bed because I can't really comprehend what's going on right now. But
we're talking fucking buckets and worms at the same time.
No, I got you. I'm that tired. I'll check you guys later if y'all want to continue.
At the same time.
We'll just go ahead and land the plane so that way we can all sign off at the same time. David can, he doesn't feel like he's bailing early. He doesn't run the risk of having to go back and watch the show again and to find out if we were talking shit about him after he left.
Y'all do it anyways.
We were.
No.
I mean, it was on the docket.
You know what? So. I'm David Dickerman.
Are we actually going to land the plane, guys? Who else wants to go? Show me a show of hands.
Yeah, we'll do it. I still got to make dinner.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead, David. Try that again. Take two.
Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Max Trubin, the Mad Russian.
You have been privy. You have been indentured. Dare I say, you've been, what's the word I'm looking for? Dominated. I mean, we did talk about 50 Shades earlier, but this has been episode 170 of the Nerd Sports Empire, so to speak. And in the immortal words of the late pirate Clam Slam, scissor me timbers. Arr.